Want to welcome back to Get Involved. As you can see, with my icon flashing green, I've got two icons to my left and to my right. Without judging which one's which, because I don't know my left and right, I want to welcome in, firstly, El Capitan, Dano.
Yay.
And
I'm back
there,
again.
he's back again. He never left. He's been here, literally, and trapped in his call since. And on the other side, I have Wan Kerr. Not to be mistaken with an actual, you know. But we have Kyle.
We do indeed. My first appearance on this channel. Woo!
And that means everyone now has made an appearance on the channel, which is great. As you can see below, we have the Euro 2024 Group C list, and we have, just to the right of that, the final squad announcement. As of recording, every squad pretty much should have a final announcement. I know that Group C does, and so, thankfully, this episode will be able to actually go through exactly who we've got. No issues of, oh, they might get dropped, they might not. We're stuck in proper. So, that being said, I asked Dan on last episode. It's a question I'm going to ask every episode. Kyle, at the start of this recording, as you can obviously see, we have Group C. Who do you think is going to finish first down to fourth in that list without any knowledge of the players in the squads?
England first. To be honest, I reckon we're clear favourites for the whole competition, despite our struggle against Iceland in our last friendly.
But I told you not to talk about that.
I had to get it out of my system. But again, I think we're clear favourites for the whole competition. And then going for second, Denmark.
Okay.
Serbia third, and then Slovenia last.
I like it. Dana, what about you?
Fully agree with Kyle on that. I think it'll be that order. I mean, Serbia's got a good squad, but Denmark's got the history of being a very good side.
Yes. I'm not going to cause any controversy. I'm just going to agree. The best thing to do at this point. No, I'm going to go England, Denmark. I think your top two are kind of solidified, England and Denmark. Slovenia and Serbia, for me, can be third and fourth. I really don't know between them, but I will agree with Carl and Dan on that. England, Denmark, Serbia, then Slovenia is probably the best guess. But obviously, that's before we talk about the players. So with that being said, we have Slovenia, obviously, on the right-hand side for you guys watching. So let's go through a couple of their key players. If there's any that spring out to mind for you guys when looking at it, by all means, ping them out and we'll talk about them. So I will let
Kyle's lack of ball knowledge comes in.
Yeah, so we're basically carrying Carl through this episode. Anyway.
We're used to carrying him anyway, so.
That's fair. That's true. So, Joe, what I'll do is I've got a player I want to talk about. There's a midfielder I think Carl might want to talk about. And there's definitely an attacker that I think that Dana wants to talk about.
I have no idea what you're on about, Chief.
The one that I'm highlighting on the document.
Oh, that one.
That one right there. So
of course, my friend, this one here.
Yes. So if you guys can't see, in the description down below will be a link to the spreadsheet that we are using so that everyone can see. In this select spreadsheet, we have get involved predictions. So if you do come and join the server, again, link in the description, you're able to put who you think is going to win, runners up, third place, and all that good stuff. Knockout stages, blah this, blah that. We've kind of got the whole setup going. So, I will start. Keeper, Deano Black. First of all, an amazing keeper. He's been outstanding for Atletico Madrid for several seasons now. Doesn't really put a foot wrong, really, if I'm honest, at least from what I watch.
Yeah.
Starting goalkeeper, regardless, I don't think anyone's going to challenge him for that starting spot. And probably the best player in this Slovenian squad, in my opinion. Someone might disagree with me when we go to the midfielders, but he could be great. I mean, I don't know much about him, but looking at that, goalkeeper wise, they are very secure. Like you see this sometimes with teams, especially I'd say teams such as, off the top of my head, maybe like Turkey, where you've got like a couple of select key players in there in the past few years, A bit like James Rodriguez for Colombia, kind of a standout star. And Oblak's that kind of player for Sevilla. Like, you don't know how good he was until essentially he doesn't play no more. So, hopefully, shouldn't let a lot of goals in, but it just depends on, obviously, the players in front of them.
Yeah, of course.
But going off that, is there anyone in this list that you lads want to talk about?
Well, like, I'll take over.
Yeah?
Yeah, obviously, one name comes to mind, and that's because he came through the team I support's football academy, and that is Timmy Max Elzonic. Now, we're going back probably about 8 years ago now, when I first noticed that name. Obviously, from FIFA, I think he's been in the squad in like FIFA 16, 17, something like that. Not much on him. He didn't really break into the first squad much. He might have made the bench a couple times, but yeah, it's nice to see a former Derby player going to the Euros.
For what I believe, he's got the number 10 as well,
Yes.
which I quite like.
Repping that number 10 shirt.
Yeah. Anything to add on that, Donna? Personally, like I say, for me, I don't know the player. I just know that he, as Carl said, was an ex-Derby player. After that, I don't really know.
Nothing that comes to mind, really.
Actually, to be fair, there's another player in that midfielders list that I kind of forgot about, and I didn't mean to. I will go on to him after Dano's done the attack, which I think you want to talk about.
Nah, cover the midfield first.
Midfield?
Finish it off.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
finish off midfield.
So the other player in this midfield list is Josip Ilic. I think is the way you pronounce it. I could be very wrong.
Yes.
I'm very wrong most of the time. So no, it's lovely to see him back in the starting lineup. It really is. He suffered with depression for a good while, a severe depression. He quit at Atlanta. Several things went off behind the scenes. I'm not going to put it out there on blast, but with things going south for him, he gained a lot of weight and stuff like this, unfortunately, and it looked like he was never going to be, back to his standards that he was at Atlanta. Fast forward, 18 months to 2 years? He's back in the side. He played the other day and scored on his return to the national team. And as someone that suffers depression, it's so nice to see someone, fighting against it and trying to be as best as they can with it. And like I say, he's playing for, is it Maribor?
Yes.
Lovely Maribor. And yeah, he's firing all cylinders. Showed up to the national team, scored again. So very, very happy to see him back on a national stage. And again, I think he's going to be a really big key player for this team. If he plays in midfield, probably better. The experience may come in. Because going on to Dano's player, could be an exciting time for Slovenia.
Oh, I don't know what you're on about, Chief. But a fantastic young 21-year-old striker up top in the name of Benjamin Sesko. Fantastic player, 6'4", got pace, got strength, got quality finishing. Scored 11 goals in his last 15 games at RB Leipzig.
Oh wow!
Finished the season scoring in the last 7 games of the season. But could be one of those young strikers that could make more of a breakthrough this tournament.
And especially with, Dano said it quite a few times now. He's the striker that Arsenal need. Going slightly off international wise, Arsenal need a striker, and I agree with Dano completely. Sesko could be that striker. He looks to be that striker. He's very promising. As Dano said again, just to go over, 6'4", pacey, strength, great striker. Like, what more can you want in a striker? Obviously, Dano's ball knowledge is superior here, which is great.
I have the knowledge.
He has the knowledge. But yeah, like, again, really good player. Pretty sure you bought him in our FM career mode.
Yes.
Yeah, so that just says a lot because Dano's he's very good with the up and coming players. He knows how to get them to perform on FM. So if that's anything to go by, you know he's a good player because Dano's got him in the team. So if we ever do an FM series and you see your favourite player in Dano's team, chances are he's probably made him into a world class player. So Southgate out, Dano in, I reckon.
Oh, you know it.
After Iceland's performance, I'd want anyone in at that point.
Yep.
Looking at the rest of the team, in all fairness, there's not really anyone that jumps out to me. Unfortunately, like I don't recognise a lot of these names.
That's true.
Nope.
So, like I said, I do apologise we haven't got a lot more to speak about Slovenia, but again, we're highlighting key players here. And Oblak, Elsnik, Ilic, and Sesko pretty much are the main kind of key players. Moving on to Denmark.
Oh, lad Danish.
Now, here's a good team. A solid team. In the net, we have, to be fair, Kasper Schmeichel. And again, I don't think he's not going to start. I think he is the starting goalkeeper. Obviously, won a title with Leicester. Still mad to this day. There's another keeper, Hermansen. He's at Leicester. So it looks like Leicester's continuing a trend with Danish goalkeepers. But Kasper Schmeichel's always been a great goalkeeper. You know, his time at Leicester, I'm not so sure about what he's done recently, but I know internationally he's also been really good as well. Again, another solid keeper choice. This group so far, again, so far being the kind of key word, has got really good keepers. But going on to that, lads, pick yourself some players.
Go on, Carl.
I want to skip to the midfield.
Shocking.
The first.
Absolutely shocking.
Who needs defence?
We do.
This, oh yeah. The standout name there is Christian Eriksen.
Yes.
Considering what happened 4 years ago against Finland.
3.
It was 3 years ago because it was December, wasn't it?
3. Oh
No.
Oh wait, no,
It was June 21.
I'm thinking
Yes,
of World
it
Cup for
was.
some reason. Ignore me.
Yep. I'm so used to competitions being 4 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, 3 years ago. Sorry. Thanks for the correction. Yeah, the match against Finland where he all of a sudden collapse. I mean, after that incident, it seemed to be happening way more than usual. But the fact that he, was down and out, got resuscitated. Sorry, by his teammate. Come back playing again. Okay, he might have not had a great season at Man United this season.
Man, you just awful in general.
I didn't want to say that, but
I'll say it.
We're saying it.
They got battered by Palace
anyway.
They got battered by Palace 4-0. What more do you want?
Well, there you go. But yeah, the fact that he's continued playing and still in the national squad and going to the Euros is great for him. And I really hope it obviously continues.
Quick thing on that: did he not score in the same stadium that happened the other day?
Yes. 85th minute winner against Sweden.
Yeah, 85th minute winner against Sweden in the same stadium where everything happened, and he goes and scores the winner. So
there you go.
Lovely stuff to see.
Yes.
Go for it. Take the floor, my friend.
What do you mean, go for it? I don't know what you're on about.
Sorry, I've just seen a name. Sorry, Jonas Wind. Great name. Sorry, go on.
Well, I thought you would have gone for the defence on one of your players and one of the players that
I
plays for the
believe
team
I've
that you
just
support.
highlighted them.
On Joachim Andersen.
I don't want to seem too biased, you see, so I'm trying not to pick him all the time.
You've got to, mate. You've got to. It is what it is. Go speak about him, my friend.
No, it's you. This is all you.
Well, it's not all me.
It's kind of like a third me, you and Carl. But you get
No,
the point. Am I taking over
yeah,
this one?
you. Yes.
Right, Joachim Anderson, probably the best defender. No, sorry. God's sake.
Obvious much.
I'm not at
Not
all.
testing him.
Yeah, I need something. No, in all fairness, what a player. His long ball range is ridiculous. Like, his passing generally is that good. And obviously, towards the end of the season, as we all know, Palace had a really good run of form. And he's proven time and time again. I mean, we thumped Man U 4-0. Villa, got thumped as well, which still hilarious. Unlucky Carl.
Whoa.
Sorry, I had to put it there. But Anderson's generally been a really good defender for us. He's shown his quality time and time again, not just at the end of the season. Last season, again, some assists going in. And I think he scored against Man U. Yeah, he scored a really nice goal against Man U, actually, thinking about it. So, again, a very solid defender in that lineup. Now, looking at some of that defence, I definitely would start him, but there's a chance that he might not start because, in all fairness, some of those defenders in there are good, if not better, if I'm honest. But if you're going based on form, Anderson's my starting pick for this team all day. Now it's Dano's turn because I've done praising my Palace
Can
players.
Why
can
is it
I
always
just
mine gone?
can I just add something?
Yeah, go on then.
Yes.
Personal reasons.
Oh God.
Joachim Anderson is probably one of the most hated players, in my opinion, because I've always packed him in a set of those Panini
Yeah.
cards.
Fair enough.
He always appears.
He's always consistent. That's
Do
what
not
he's trying to
like it.
tell you. Always consistent.
No, yeah. Going off what you said, yeah. Great to see him there, especially at the end of the season when Palace picked up form. It's nice to see that managers are picking players based off form
Yes.
rather than the name.
Well, I mean, I think he would have been there anyway.
Oh yeah. To be fair, probably yeah. But even still, right.
Yes.
Go on then, Dano.
Why do you want me to take over? What?
Because me and Carl, I did another one. All right.
He has
Why?
done too.
Why am I? Yeah, true. I think I'm gonna jump straight to the attack.
Oh,
A key
okay.
player, key player for them, depending on if he starts, will be Rasmus Højlund. Difficult start at Man U, but stepped it up. Won trophy, 10 goals in 30 games in the league. Has 7 goals in 14 games for Denmark as well. So
Actually,
it's
pretty good.
decent return. Made his debut in 2022. So it's going to be his first major tournament,
I would think so. Yeah.
I believe. Yes, because Denmark made the World Cup.
Comment what I did yesterday, man, about World Cup.
I don't think they. No, I think they did, but I don't think Højlund was in the squad yet.
No, thinking about it at the time, probably not.
No. But yeah, could be a good player for them. They also have the attacking options of Kasper Dolberg and Yusuf Poulsen,
Yes.
two reliable strikers. But we'll see what happens. Couple of midfielders I think could be vital for them as well in Pierre-Emerick fucking Højbjerg of Tottenham. I've completely butchered his name then to start off with.
It's only a Spurs player, you're fine.
Yeah. Got a couple from Brighton as well, with Mikael Damsgaard and Christian Norgard.
Yep.
Both reliable. Damsgaard scoring a quality free kick against England last Euros, if I'm right.
All I can say to that is dams. God.
Yeah.
I have to make it.
It's always one.
Hey, look, it's me. It's not going to be Carl, it's going to be me, let's be honest here.
Yeah. And they've got the reliable midfielder of Thomas Delaney.
Ex-Borussia Dortmund player.
Yes, ex-Dortmund. And they have Andres Skov Olsen, who can play King anywhere, I believe, can play left back as well.
But yeah, I remember seeing that. So to go on to yours, this team generally is a really decent team. There's definitely
Yeah.
players in here that are notable. I mean, Andres Christensen of Barcelona, ex-Chelsea player.
Yes.
Again, Simon Kjaer, again another solid AC Milan defender.
You was right first time around, by the
Oh,
way. It's
Simon. Simon.
yeah,
Get
it's
in.
Simon Kerr.
Get in. Oh, the last name I butchered. Alexander
Yes.
Barr, good right back. Can play left back as
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
Joachim, I can't pronounce that one. Mae.
Merle? Merle, is it?
Yeah, Miller.
Yeah.
It's Miller, I think it is.
Again, a
But,
quality player. Is he playing in Italy right now, I want to say?
No, Wolfsburg.
Oh, Wolfsburg now. Okay.
Yeah, he's in Germany, my friend.
Victor Christensen of Leicester was on loan this season, but I know he's a left back for Leicester.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
another name I should have recognised.
terrible.
Tried to sign him in, obviously, in our FM save.
You did.
But yeah, it looks a quality left back, I believe.
Ooh.
So, like I say, look at this squad. They've got genuinely a really decent squad. It's one of those that it's not a world beater squad. You know, it's not like your Brazils, I'd say, or anything up on those levels. But it's one of those that you expect them to perform. You know, again, that's why we've kind of gone with them being second, because they have that, you know, kind of just really decent team. That will, you know, you can see it here. So actually, what I didn't realize is I had the team sheet, and it's actually got the teams they play for as of right now. So there you go. Scott Olsen is that Club Brugge?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, Christensen, Roma. They've got the other Christensen that was Genoa. But yeah, the actual you'll be able to see it on the time. I left Slovenia up for a while, but you'll be able to see it on that team sheet where they play. But yeah, like I say, just a generally solid, like a 7 out of 10 team, just always there. They will perform. You'd hope so anyway, and that's kind of why I've gone for them being second.
Which Christensen did you just say plays for Genoa?
Victor on loan this season.
Here's a Bologna.
That's the team I got mixed up with. Told you, Dano's there for ball knowledge. I'm just making sure he's on his toes, isn't it? Just making sure he knows what he's doing. Is any other player from that really?
Not I can think of now. They're
No.
solid. They're solid all round. There could be a dark horse, I reckon. Quarterfinals.
For sure. So
To add on what you
sorry.
said, yes, they will probably be England's toughest opponents in this group.
Yes.
For sure. Moving on to.
And yeah, I was going to say they will probably capitalise if we do slip up.
Oh yes, for sure.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, if we slip up, these can easily lead that group for sure. Moving on to the final squad for Serbia. So there's again a bit like Slovenia. There's a couple of players that really stand out here. I know for a fact there's a midfielder I want to talk about because if I don't, these lads will get on at me for it because I should. Lazar Zamardzdik. Now, I don't know much about him at Udinese, but the one thing I can tell you is that in the recent games that I kind of watched, he was scoring and getting some assists. Absolutely woeful. Thank you, whoever wrote that. Cheers, lad. Yeah, also we're using the spreadsheet and we're editing it as we go and looking at it, so they're playing tricks on me. But I signed him in my FM career on for free, and what a player he was. Looking at his stats, he looks like an all-round centre mid. You know, he's running it box to box midfielder, running everywhere. Again, I tried to catch a couple of games at the end of the season that he was in, and he just looks like a complete player. He's like 23, 24, so still plenty of time, potential on his side. Still can't believe you've typed in absolutely woeful. Cheers, lads. Throw me off my game. Kyle.
We do our best.
Who are you picking here, Kyle?
Come on, God, use the ball.
I would like to pick out
He has absolutely no idea.
Mitrovic.
Alexander Mitrovic.
Probably the most recognisable name in the squad.
Ooh, I don't know about
Uh,
that one, you know.
You know? Oh, okay.
Mm,
I mean, he's a deadly striker. Uh, Looking at his stats in qualifying, 5 goals in 7 games, 1 assist. Not bad stats to go off, considering some very unrecognisable names around him. He could be one to watch, I reckon, when we face Serbia.
Yeah.
yeah. I think Serbia, they don't have much to offer, but attacking wise, they could be a deadly team to possibly catch anyone on the counter.
Yeah.
I mean, Mitrovic coming off the season at Al Hilal, scoring 28 goals in 28 league games,
Oh,
scoring
wow.
40 in 43 games in all competitions.
Oh, jeez.
Serbia's all-time, I think he's Serbia's all-time record goal scorer as well, 58 goals in 91 appearances.
That's not bad.
Hell of a record, to be fair. And do you know what?
It's not quite El Capitan level, but
Oh, no, never will be.
We do not talk about that.
Oh, well. But going on to, let's say, Carl and Dano's point, is especially attack. I mean, you look at this squad, as you can see it on screen. You have players such as Nikola Milenkovic, who's a solid centre back. You go to the midfield, you've got Sergei Milenkovic-Savic, who I've always rated as a really good centre mid, applying his
Yeah.
trade over in Saudi at the moment. You then
Yes,
have
at
players.
Al Hilal as well.
There we
So he's
yep,
teaming up with Mitrovic.
and you've got players. They're our Capitan, Dusan Tadic,
Yes.
so really good player. You know,
Yeah.
Ajax, Southampton. I'm right in saying that.
Yes.
That makes me feel old thinking about that.
Yep.
But
He
yeah,
was Southampton before he went to Ajax.
like I say, just always been a quality player. Shown his quality time and time again for Ajax and Southampton. And then we go into the attack, which actually I'm going to let El Capitan take over for this because it's definitely his best area. Because well, El Capitan's a deadly striker, and he knows a striker when he sees one.
Oh, you know it. But another young striker for, well, I say young. Dusan Vlahovic. Very good player for Juventus. I'm not entirely sure what his stats are of the season. Never mind. 16 and 33 league games.
Okay.
Got 13 and 27 appearances for Serbia as well, so he's got a very good record for them. Could be one to watch, depending on formation wise that they end up playing. They play a flat 4-4-2. I think him and Mitrovic up top could be a very deadly partnership
Oh, absolutely.
that could surprise a few.
Unless they
If they link,
decide to go with a 4-3-3 centre forward and go Jovic, Mitrovic, and Valhalovic.
yes, yes, with Luka Jovic as well. Solid performer. Uh, Currently running his trade at AC Milan, but has been a journeyman of recent years.
Starting to
Since
get his performances back to where they were, because was it Frankfurt he was at when he was
yes,
really burst onto the scene that season?
yeah, I mean he's kind of gone since 2019. He has left Frankfurt, gone to Benfica. Now, yeah, left Frankfurt on loan,
Mm-hmm.
gone back to his parent club, which was Benfica. Left Benfica, gone to Frankfurt. Within a day of signing for Frankfurt, then moved on to Real Madrid. Left Real Madrid in January 2021, went on back on loan to Frankfurt. Then left Real Madrid in 2022, joined Fiorentina on a free agent, and then joined AC Milan a season later on a free agent, so the start of this season.
So yeah,
Uh,
quite a career already, and he's still what 25, 26, I want to say.
26 has 10 goals in 35 games for Serbia. So they've got goals in that attack.
Oh yeah, like I say, definitely the best part for Serbia. But then again, it's okay having all these great players, but if you can't string passes together and get these goals, you're gonna have an issue.
Yeah, and then they've got the young striker of Peter Rakov as well. Only played one game for Serbia as of right now. But another young striker, 20 years old, 6'4".
Oh damn!
So yeah, another young, tall striker coming through. Can play left wing as well, apparently.
Oh, 6'4" left winger. That's terrifying.
I know, right?
Oh no, I'm not about that. I'm afraid.
Scored the fastest goal in Austrian Bundesliga history as well after 6 seconds,
Oh, wow.
Oh wow!
apparently.
Yeah, it's because he strided. Like every 2 steps was a stride.
Oh, of course.
Thank you, son of
But
a gun. But as you said, 20 years old, looks very promising.
yes,
So hopefully this tournament he gets to show off what he's about.
yes, depending on if he plays, has
Yeah, because
not played.
Definitely be one for a needed goal situation from like a corner, maybe
Yes,
in the dying seconds of a game.
yeah.
yeah, chuck him up with keeper as well.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Speaking of keepers, just to kind of wrap up, we have Vanya Milenkovic-Savic, the brother of Sergei, and we also have Dore Petrovic, who has been the Chelsea goalkeeper for like the latter stages of the Premier League. And he's not been too bad, to be fair. He's had an okay season. I mean, they got Europe in the end, which I know a
yeah,
lot of us are surprised about because it was Chelsea and that team just seemed to fall apart. But in all fairness, he had an okay end to the season. You know, they picked up the results they needed. He didn't concede too many goals. So you might have a bit of a headache with
well, you say that.
might have a bit of a headache with Milenkovic-Savic and Petrovic because from what I've seen, they've kind of performed at a decent level. But I'm not quite sure, obviously, because I don't watch a lot of Serbian football. I don't know who they start. If you know, let us know in the comments who you think they will start. And obviously with these teams as well, who you think is going to be key players. Now,
When did they last play? I'll have a look at they beat Sweden 3-0 in a friendly yesterday on the Saturday the 8th.
Lord,
Played a 3-5-2
okay.
apparently. So yeah, in which Rajkovic was the goalkeeper to start off with.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, the one I didn't mention was the one that started. So,
Yes.
again, he could be a really. I don't know much about that keeper, unfortunately, but he could definitely be, your starting keeper. Moving on to probably why you lot are watching, in all fairness, if you follow
Well, you'd
us.
hope.
And, well, I don't know where to start, really. Let's just start by addressing the elephant in the room. Obviously, we lost to Iceland 1-0. On Friday, I live streamed, and it was, don't get me wrong, great stream. Great to have people in and with us. And we have set up a Twitch channel. It's exactly the same as our YouTube. So be on lookouts for that because we might be using that account going forward. But going back to the Friday, we didn't play awfully. You know, we've clearly got potential in this side. It was 1-0. They defended really well, and we struggled to break them down.
They played 11 defenders, so it's always going to be tough to break them down. But they had the game plan. They knew what they was doing.
Exactly. And like I say, fair play to them for that. However, let's go and talk about the actual players. That there's some that missed out, obviously, some that didn't play. But England squad. First of all, I'm going to pick out. Am I right to take over for some Palace players?
Yeah, if you want to cover the
Yeah.
Palace players, mate, go for it. It's your squad, it's your team, so go for it. Cover them.
First of all, most represented club in this squad is Palace with 4. hold that, big teams. Uh, no, first off,
Hold that L.
yeah, hold it. We have Mark Guehi, who has been, again, he's actually come back from injury not too long ago. He was in the last few games of the season, but was injured in that mix. And again, quality defender. Still only young, 23, I think, at this moment in time. Showed why he works in the Glasner kind of style. And as you saw and all you heard, Palace had a really good form at the end of the season. Now, that's not to say form's consistent. We don't know. But for the time that these lads did play, when we get to the midfielder section, I'm very excited for it. Dean Henderson is in this squad. Look, I still think he's the third choice goalkeeper for this England side. I'll let the lads talk about the other keepers, but Dean Henderson, as good as he has been for Palace, still a third choice goalkeeper, but still a solid goalkeeper nevertheless. Now we go on to one of my favourite players to watch ever, and that is Eze. And he makes it look too Eze, let me tell you. That's another joke. It just didn't work. Anyway, what a player. He glides. There's a comment, and I'm going to have to pull it up if I can. Or if...
Oh my god, no. I know what comment you're pulling up.
Or if Deano can remember it for me. Let's have a quick gander and see if we can have a scroll up and find it. Because let me tell you, this
comment, when
it was
when
Monday.
Ben was doing a live reaction for the who's we playing.
Who
Who
was
did
we
we play
playing?
Monday?
Who was we playing?
Who did we
Bosnia.
play Monday?
Bosnia.
Bosnia, Kyle's adopted
Yes.
nation. Yes, the Bosnians. This comment made Benji and Marshall both lose it on stream.
Oh yes, I loved it. Although I can't find it in the. Did you put it in the Facebook one?
Yes.
Alright, he's gonna grab it.
I'll be able to find it instantly, my friend, because we don't try to talk
The-
much. Gonna put you
And
in the thought.
this comment generally, like,
There it is. I have
he's got it.
found comment.
There
Yes.
we go. Go for it.
So someone tweeted out after the England game against Bosnia, tweeting this: Eze could find space in a single bed with Gemma Collins.
Such a brilliant tweet. Yeah, Eze is an absolute joy to watch. He just glides through players. He's so good on the ball. One of the better dribblers in this squad, I think, personally. Don't get me wrong, we've got some good dribblers in the side, but really, like I say, 25, 26, still young, still got plenty of time, and one of my favourite players. But another favourite player of mine, and the last one for the Palace, so I then get to shut up. I will rave about him. He's only been at the club since January. Adam Wharton. What a player he looks to be. Don't get me wrong, we definitely overhype players. And I will probably be the victim of doing that for Wharton. But in the 6 months he spent at Palace, and even on his England debut, you can see what he's got, what he's about. He's not your Conor Gallagher's. He's not your, run 90 minutes, stamina based. He will happily just stand there and pass the ball, but his passing range is incredible. He had 100% pass rate on his debut against Bosnia. 23 out of 23, I believe it was.
I thought it was 36.
36, something like that. Like I said, 100% pass rate. People are like, oh, but they're not, they're probably just back passes. No, like I say, his actual vision for these passes is incredible. And it's a reason why Palace have done really well, because he is able to dictate the play without having to make, runs every minute or two to catch the ball. It old school kind of centre mid, gets the ball and he first time out his feet straight up. And for me, I think actually the difference in the loss to Iceland and the win to Bosnia, because I just think that with Mainu and Rice, they were very, they were good, don't get me wrong, but Wharton just brings something different to the side, and I think it could have been a difference. That could mean me talking out my ass just because I like Wharton. He's a Palace player, but who knows? But that's, 4 Palace players. I'm very happy that we're represented the way we are, because obviously you have your Man U's, your Cities, your Chelsea's, your Liverpool's, Arsenal's, and whatnot. So, with that being said, who wants to take over and identify more key players?
Go on, Kyle.
Oh,
I know,
who do I pick?
I know you're dying
from?
to take over.
Oh well. Uh, I want to stick to the midfield,
Uh-huh.
and he is the scouser in our team of Brent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I believe centre mid is the right position for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Like, okay, yeah, he can play. Well, I mean, his natural position is right back, but
Yes.
I think centre mid just suits him more,
Yeah,
and
he's
I reckon he can teach. I don't want to, lower your hype of Wharton, but I reckon he can teach Wharton about whipping balls long and switching the play and whatnot.
The next episode is just me and
He's
Dano, I've decided. Um,
boss. Be here
Sorry.
again.
no,
Sorry, carry on.
he's such he's a long ball specialist.
He's
I
incredible.
reckon.
Yeah.
I want to say the formation we'll play is 2 holding midfielders with 3 like cams, and then I will probably have Declan Rice next to him. Basically, Declan Rice will be obviously the main holding midfielder, but Trent will be allowed to roam from his position. And if we get a free kick, he's such a dead ball specialist as well.
Yeah, as like I say, for me, I agree with Carl completely on that. I mean, Dano is the one that kind of follows Liverpool, so he'll definitely be able to tell you a bit more with that. But yeah, Trent being centre mid, bit like Alaba for Country and Club, probably Zinchenko for Country and Club as well. You know, these defenders who the passing range is incredible. There's a reason why him and Robertson, are constantly kind of battling for assists. At least it was at one point. In such a good Liverpool side as well, which I'll let Dano go over a bit more with.
But yeah, nah, Trent's. I mean, this England squad, it's gonna be. We're kind of in that generation of extremely good players again, kind of like we was back in 2004 with the likes of Beckham, Gerrard, Rooney, Scholes, all them lot. They never all extremely good players. Just we couldn't do it on the international level. So hopefully this extremely talented squad of players, which we've, I mean, this whole squad has been kind of on form this season, especially midfield and attack. I mean, Declan Rice, big move over to Arsenal. Some people probably thought, yeah, he's going to struggle, but slotted right in, been absolutely key player for them this season. I mean, 7 goals, 9 assists from midfield.
Not bad to say he's supposed to be a CDM.
Yeah, Conor Gallagher. Yeah, he's struggled a bit this season, but he's a reliable player. I mean, saying that, I've just looked at his stats: 7 goals, 9 assists in all competitions.
So
So
I loved him when he was at Palace. To be fair to him.
yeah, and then you've got obviously Marshall's already covered Eze.
Yep.
And then you've got obviously you've already covered Wharton as well, but you've got Kobe Mainoo, very young 19-year-old midfielder, come into the Man U squad and just cemented this spot in there.
Does not look out
Like,
of place.
no,
He
didn't
does
look,
not play like a 19-year-old.
No.
He
no,
plays like he has played football for
yes,
30 years.
yeah,
Jeez. But no,
he, he's definitely one to watch.
he feels
in
almost
future.
a senior player in the squad. Obviously,
yeah,
that could be down to Man U's performances maybe not being the best this season. So Manu's definitely shined in games, but his composure at his age, it shows. To be
Yeah.
fair, and I will use Wart in this instance as well. Like the younger players that are coming through to this side, and there's an attacker in there that we've not spoke about yet. Some of their composure this year, especially, has been incredible. To say how young they are and how composed they are, it's what we need. I think a lot of the
Yeah.
time we've had players that have come in and, albeit the ability is great, they just haven't quite had that composure that can take them to that next level. And these players look different. These players have that composure. Like say your Mainus, your Whartons, there's again good players in the attack. So it's looking a more composed team. But sorry, carry on, Daniel.
Yeah, obviously just going on about Kevin Mainu, obviously comes straight into that Man U squad, not looked out of place at all. Then you've got Cole Palmer.
There we go.
His move to Chelsea from City, a lot of people probably questioned it, thinking, was it the right move for him? But it's been a fantastic move for him. Penalty merchant. Yes, a lot of his goals have come from penalties this season, but it proves he can do it. I mean, 22 goals, 11 assists in the league this season. From majority of his games have come from right wing.
Yeah.
He's played 19 games at right wing, 18 at attacking mid. So can play right through the middle, can probably play on the left as well.
He did for a little bit, didn't he? When we were making subs on Friday, he ventured out onto that left and played there instead to make way for Saka, who was on the right at the time.
Yeah. So another quality player that's stepped it up. I think if it wasn't for his performances this year, I don't think he would have been in the squad.
No.
And then your other midfielder we have not spoken about.
Oh yes, I left it for you.
That's the Jude Bellingham.
Him.
He is.
He is him.
He is him. He has to be starting. I think without Bellingham, this England team doesn't look as composed and as attacking.
We definitely missed him Friday. I mean, obviously we didn't have him Monday, but even still,
Yeah.
that first 45 minutes, you could tell we needed Bellingham in there.
Yeah. I mean, he's just coming from a fantastic first season at Madrid. Got 19 goals in 28 league games.
Wow.
From midfield. Has played most of the season as kind of a false nine, attacking mid. But the first season out there has done absolutely fantastic. Won the league, won the Champions League. One of the favourites for the Ballon d'Or.
Rightfully so.
Personally, don't think he will win it, but that's my opinion. But another quality midfielder that's come through the English system, through the EFL.
Admittedly from Birmingham, but
Yes, admittedly from
you
Birmingham.
have to be from
still,
somewhere.
Yeah.
we all like Derby here, so there's that.
Yeah. Then you've got the attack. You've got the star boy, Bukayo Saka.
Yes.
Another great season at Arsenal. Proving his worth. I know last Euros, obviously missing the final penalty, got a lot of hate. But hopefully he can keep his head down. Be one of those players again for us. Be a vital part. I mean, 20 goals again this season for Arsenal. What else has he done? 14 assists.
Pretty crazy to think about, actually, because that Arsenal team's got really good players, and to be fair, Saka getting what you say, 20 goals and 14 assists.
Yes.
No way.
Yeah. Then on the other side, more of a cam.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say his better position is a number 10. But the young player of the season. No, it wasn't young player. No, one player of the season in the Prem. Mr. Phil Foden. Absolute tore it up this season.
He's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, 27 goals, 12 assists in 53 games. for him this season. 19 in the league. He's another key player for us. If we can fit, I know it's going to be difficult, but if you could fit Saka, Foden, Bellingham, Palmer all in the same lineup, play
Oh.
like a 4-1-4-1.
About
I
that, we're going
think
4-2-4. Harry Kane is not even starting.
we'll get to Kane in a minute first. But no, I think obviously, like I covered, this generation of English footballers coming through, they have to win a trophy. We've got to win a major Euro,
Yeah,
a major trophy. If not this Euro, maybe the World Cup in a couple of years.
like I say, in a couple of years' time as well, these players, your Whartons, your Bellinghams, your Mainus,
Yeah,
Palmers, or these young players that are coming through to this squad, they're going to be even more experienced than what they are now. And in a way, it sounds weird to go, well, of course they're going to be more experienced. They've Waters played half a season, but again, it's about
Yeah.
how they play and how they conduct themselves. You do look at these players. I think they've been playing for 10 seasons at this point. And
yeah,
going kind of back to Palmer's point is, yes, he scored a lot of penalties, but again, it's the composure. It's the composure to put away these penalties,
yeah,
and not basically f up on the
Yeah.
big stage,
yeah,
Because again, go back to the Euros. Obviously, we had a bad time with pens, and we've always seemed to have a bit of a bad time with pens. But then when you look at, like say, Palmer, Ivan Toney, another name being mentioned there, we've got quite a
Yes.
few good pen takers this time around.
yeah,
So hopefully we won't have that pressure and have that, bad memory of the Euros. For different reasons.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I say, going on your point, just these players coming through and sticking in this squad are just incredible.
yeah. I mean, up top, we've got obviously your reliable number 9 for England, Harry Kane, record scorer. First season out in Germany, 36 goals in 32 games.
And somehow does not win a title. Because, of
Yes.
course, with Harry Kane, do you reckon if we drop Harry Kane from the England squad, we'd actually win? Do you reckon it's Kane at this point?
No.
No, I was pulling at strings there. But yeah,
Yeah, you put that straight
yeah,
there.
as
But
Dano was saying, 36 and 32.
that's in the league. I mean, 44 goals in 45 games, 12 assists.
What the? Yeah, Harry
In
Kane's
his, in
incredible.
his, in his first season out in Germany.
It's mental.
But yeah, I mean, he's got a fantastic goal record anyway. I mean, for England, 63 goals in 91 games.
He scored more than R9 did for Brazil.
Yes, but
Like
R9
R9's on
had a lot.
62.
R9 had a lot of injury problems though.
Yeah, that is also true. Yeah.
But I mean, another attacking option if Kane isn't fit, if he's picked up an injury, coming off probably one of his best seasons, Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins. I mean, in a Villa side that's done very well this year, but Watkins has been vital. He can score, he can assist. 19 goals, 13 assists in 37 games for them this season.
He ended up with the most assists this season in the Prem.
Yes.
Yes.
And that's as a striker.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then, I mean, he's reliable for West Ham, Jared Bowen.
He's had a really good season as well with West Ham this
Yeah.
year.
Another really good season, 16 goals again, 6 assists in 34 games. So, I mean, all of this England squad, you've got. What you got? I mean, Bellingham, Palmer, Foden, Saka, Bowen, Kane, Watkins, all scored 16 plus goals this season.
Bloody hell.
But
Don't get me wrong, obviously Kane's
yeah,
starting, but again, it's nice to know that we have that backup because, again, there's been a time from 2004 up to now where we've had a bit of a grey area of we've had a good starting 11 and maybe not the best backup. We've been kind of like, well, these players here and there maybe aren't at the level we want them to.
yeah,
This time around, Kane goes off 60th minute. Who'd you bring on? Well, Ollie Watkins.
yeah. You
Incredible
got
season.
Watkins. Yeah,
Then you've got Ivan Toney, who is back after serving his ban.
Yeah.
Great striker. Picked right up where he left off.
Yeah.
Admittedly,
Yes.
probably deserves a move to a bigger club. I know there's been talks about that and stuff, but
Yeah,
again,
there was rumours.
and a good player again to back up Kane. Like,
Yes.
but the one thing I will say, and we have spoken about this before, is outside of these three, you've got to wonder because their age isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, but this is kind of where we need these players to shine because in a couple of tournaments' time, we don't seem to have a young English striker that's really showing off. Like your midfield, again, you've got your Wharton, your Maino. Even in your defence, really, you've got some, Jared Branthwaite, very harsh not to be included this side, personally.
Yeah,
But
deserve to be in the squad.
But a really good young centre back, a monster by the way, 6'5", left-footed monster of a centre back.
Yeah.
With the ranks, but you look at England strikers, we haven't got a young, promising striker that is really showing off. You know,
At the moment.
at the moment, yeah. Obviously, there's time, but at this moment in time, there's not a player that goes, "Oh, he could be Kane's replacement." There's not really much talk. So this tournament and the World Cup really has to not rely on Kane. I don't put too much pressure on him. But your best chance is probably now when you've got these players. Because, again, as it stands, our striker's a bit of an issue, but that's for a couple of years' time down the line.
Yeah. I mean, you've got a couple of decent players in the under-17 squad that's just come back from the Euros. But maybe from game time for them, they could do well.
Yeah.
They could be the ones that could be, right, this is your next generation. So, I mean, there's some very good players in that squad right now.
There's a player in here that we've not spoke about yet, and I said at the start when I did my predictions for the England squad in the end, I dropped him.
Yes. I think you need to issue an apology.
I will issue kind of apology. I still stand by what I said, but at the end of the day, you know, he's a great player. I'm not taking that away from him at all. He's in the squad, and look, I was wrong. I'll hold the L. I'm happy to admit. But after seeing him on Friday, I'm pretty sure I can see why people would want to drop him. No, Gordon's generally been really good for Newcastle this season. Yeah, don't get me wrong, he's definitely been a kind of here, then, everywhere kind of player in terms of every games. I look back at stats and it's not all consistent. If he can get it consistent, he's going to be one of the best left mids you can ask for because he has that quality. You know, on Friday, to be fair, he was one of our better players. He was constantly down that left wing, making runs. His end product needs to be better. But right now, where he stands, Gordon is a good player. I just think looking at the squad we had, that's why I was dropping him. But obviously, Southgate's included him for a reason. And we've got to trust in Southgate somehow.
Process.
Yeah, trust the process. The famous old saying. So, yeah, I'd like to apologise. Gordon made the squad, and I was wrong. I hold that L, so not an issue.
Yeah.
Kyle, any players in here that we've not mentioned yet?
I have on the document. I have highlighted one key name. He is in defence. His name is Joe Gomez, and we're in the final against Germany, and you're all there biting your fingernails. 90th minute, he is popping up 30 yards out, top bins, up yours, Manuel Neuer. England have won the
Jeez.
Euros.
It's not Vincent Kompany from City when he won them the title, you know.
Oh no, it definitely is.
Okay.
This man's still yet to score a professional goal.
Yes.
Calling it now. His first goal is gonna win us the Euros.
Yeah.
And at that point, I will do a shoey. I will drink again.
Yeah. I mean, he's a versatile defender, can play right, centre, left back, in which is a position we haven't got many players in right now as left back. But it's difficult to pick this England lineup. I mean, we haven't covered goalkeeper, but I mean, you've got the ever reliable Pickford.
Always Mr. Consistent for England.
Yeah. Always consistent for England, very consistent for Everton. I think was second on Golden Glove, I believe, to Gary Ray.
Yeah, and that's to say Everton had. I mean, obviously point deduction here and there, but that's to say Everton had the season that they did.
Yeah.
But still pick up second most clean sheets in the league is still really decent.
Second or third team. He has.
And then I think for me, there's only kind of one other player I'd like to talk about, and that is probably Luke Shaw. Just because
Yes.
he he's training and he seems to be getting there, but I'm very surprised about the decision, considering that with him being still slightly injured and Maguire being injured, that he's not in this squad. But our only choice left back. Now, don't get me wrong. You go back to the Euros from last time, and Luke Shaw was a hell of a player that game. You know,
Yeah.
brilliant for us.
All the tournament.
But I don't know where Luke Shaw's at because I've not really noticed him a lot this season at Man U, and I wonder if he's only in there because he's a registered left back. I don't know. I'm hoping to see something good from this tournament. Like I say, when he's on his form, he's quality. Do not get me wrong. But considering that we have Joe Gomez that can play left back and Kieran Trippier that can also play left back, I honestly think it'll be a bit more of a difficult decision on who we start left back because both
Yeah.
are solid options, regardless of which way you go around it. I think for the first time in a while, I know recently we've been defensively good, but this is more midfield and attack this time round, and our defense definitely is our weakest point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people are surprised Lewis Dunk's in the squad. I
Yeah.
think after his recent performances in England shit against, was it Brazil and Belgium?
Brazil and Belgium, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Last runners.
yeah. Made a couple of mistakes there. I mean, I would have personally took Branthwaite over Dunk.
Yeah.
And I know Marshall would agree with me on that.
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's a couple of players I would have liked to have seen in this squad. I mean, I personally, I wouldn't have took Ivan Toney.
No.
I would have took Dominic Solanke instead.
Yeah, and then they didn't really get mentioned. He's had a
Oh,
really good
no.
season.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yes. No.
I mean,
Now
he's
that you
had,
mentioned it, yeah.
yeah. I mean, he scored 19 goals for Bournemouth this season. He scored the same amount as Watkins and Foden, but nowhere.
How many
But
goals
nowhere.
did Ivan Toney score? Because obviously he served the ban, didn't he?
3,
3. Ah, okay.
I think.
Yeah. No.
I wonder if that's penalties.
Yeah.
I believe 1 was.
Yeah. So yeah, there's definitely players who I mean, we all agree with here. There's definitely players who should have been in the squad that are not, and that's definitely addressed. Again,
Yeah.
Dominic Solanke, Branthwaite. There's definitely arguments with other players for sure.
Yeah.
But and they were not the manager, and I think this is the biggest thing people need to realize when going through these squads is we don't know these players. We don't see them week in week out training and how they are, maybe the personalities stuff like this. We just see them play 90 minutes if we get to, because when
Yes.
obviously Derby games all season, I'd like to see maybe Louis Sibley in there somewhere, but you can't have everything, can you? But you see him for 90 minutes on a pitch, and that doesn't tell the whole picture. One good game does not mean, obviously it's consistency, it's performances. So there's definitely shout for other players being here. However, saying that, I'm still very happy with the squad we've got.
Yeah.
I do think this squad is ready for silverware, ready for a trophy, finally. But again, if the players can do it or not, that is the question. Is there any other players you want to go through here, or are we all good on that department?
No, I think we covered everything.
Yep.
The only player we're not really mentioning is Kyle Walker, but in all fairness, he's always consistent and always performs really well. So there's nothing much to say about him.
I mean, we didn't really cover John Stones either, but still.
Again, quality. Yeah, just
or Conser, or Ezra Conser. I think there was only 3 that we didn't cover.
okay. Very quick thing. Walker and Stone's always reliable. I mean, Man City, they won another title.
Yeah.
That's not to crap on them or anything like that, but they're just always reliable. Ezra Conser's a nice addition here because again, he's had a good season with Villa. Centre back, right back. Definitely.
Yeah, great utility player as well.
Yeah.
So, like I say, with this squad, I'm very happy where the squad is. You know, again, you can argue someone should be here, but whichever kind of player you put in, I honestly don't mind. I'm happy with this squad. Be happy if you put Brantford in. I'd be happy if you put Dominic Solanke in. But once I'm comfortable with the side. So through saying that, we've obviously covered the 4 teams. Yes, we spent more time on England, but kind of, you know, it's bound to happen.
Standard.
It's our home nation. It's our team. I would expect a Spanish-speaking person to cover Spain, you know, for 30, 40 minutes. You know, it's your home nation. Of course, you're going to do it. But with that being said, now we've gone through the teams and had a look. Are we making any changes to the predictions for first down to fourth?
Nope.
No.
So, are we right in thinking it was England, Denmark, Serbia, then Slovenia?
Yes.
Yeah. I think, Jeremy, I think we were quite on it. I think this is a group that many will predict probably the same. Again, looking through the squad, England's definitely got the best squad. Denmark, though, has got a quality side. Do not get us wrong. They are going to be the ones we have to watch out for the most, I believe.
Yeah. And I think Denmark will be a dark horse for the whole tournament.
Yeah. Like I say, they have got that core group of players in which they will hopefully do well.
Yeah.
Then
they made semi-finals last Euros.
there you go. Serbia again, just probably some better players. You know, especially midfield, some more notable players in the defense, but they haven't quite got the keeper that Slovenia have. So maybe that lets them down.
Yeah.
Maybe it doesn't. Obviously, we're very excited. This will be going up on the Monday, on the 10th. Which when we're recording this, just a bit, you know, early in the morning. And we will have these videos for you up until Thursday, the day before it kicks off on Friday. So, do we have any other comments, or are we all happy with what we've done?
I'm happy with everything we've done.
It's coming home.
Okay, now I don't believe.
You know it.
Now I've got issues. So again, you won't see Carl for the next episode because I've banned him now. Because he's made that now. Honestly, I know we do it every year as England fans, or every time a tournament comes about. But genuinely, when you see a lot of people with Southgate are like, "Oh, this, and that." Look, last game was a friendly. We won the one before that. But you look at Euros, we made it to the finals. One of our best ever finishes, and that's with Southgate. He has the ability to take us there. I think for me, it's can he get us over the line? You know, so I still believe in Southgate. You know, he's had 95 games, I think, up until this point. I think it was 95th on Friday, just gone. So, look, I'm backing him the whole way, but I do think it is time for football finally to come home. Because looking at the squad, yes, a couple of players in there, but we may not get another chance like this. In all fairness. So, with that being said, thank you guys for watching Group C with obviously Deano and Kyle. Expect them in the episodes coming up. You're definitely going to get me for Group D because if I'm right in thinking, yes,
Evidence.
my second nation is about. So if you don't see me, it's because they've had to bar me from the session. You know, for obvious reasons. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the support you've shown on the channel so far. It's been great, you know, new channel, new beginning and stuff like that. So we appreciate everything that you guys do, whether you watch, you like, you share, all that good stuff. But I think that is it from us.
Yes.
Yeah.
That it is.
Lovely. So thank you guys for watching. We will see you tomorrow for Group D, and we'll go through the teams and who we think is going to be there. So again, thank you from us, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Bye bye now.
Yeet.